Wish I was that fast with a handgun. Wepa! Hey guys, welcome out to the range. Today I wanted to give you guys a quick thought, if I may. I went out to training a couple of years ago now at Tactical Defense Institute. I'm trying to remember what the class was. I believe it was, yeah, it was actually PDW, no wait, I'll find it, it's this class.
Oh, Abner! You and me, cruising around.
Going all Cincinnati.
All right, guys. Watch your muzzles. Remember your fields of fire. No cross shooting. Here we go. Front!
Contact front!
Head!
Moving!
Covering!
When you're in position, call set.
Set!
Moving!
Move!
When you're in position, call set.
Set!
Loaded! Up!
All right, cease fire, cease fire. Check your worlds, gentlemen. Check your worlds. Left, left, right, right.
Clear right!
Clear left!
Double
Clear
cover
back!
center.
And had an absolute ball shooting. I shot it with a Recover 2020. And I'll give you guys a little piece of advice on the Recover 2020. If you're going to go to a class with it, expect to come away with a bruise right here on the zygomatic arch, on the underside of the zygomatic arch. Because the Recover 2020 is a brace, it is not a stock. You're going to make face contact with it, and as the weapon bucks, as it comes back, that brace is going to keep clipping you like this. And if you look at some of the videos that I produced for Recover Tactical, you actually see that little bruise because it was right after the class. And of course some of the stuff that I did for my own channel, you see that little bruise right there. And it is what it is. You have to remember that every time that you bring your weapon up in a class and you pull the trigger with it, you're training for a brief moment in time where all it is just this like 3-second fight, right? And that's it. And then it's a mental reset, and then everything starts over again. But all it really is just a 3-second fight. Except you're gonna have 400 3-second fights over this class. So you're gonna come away with bruises and nicks and cuts and bumps and, you know, pulled tendons and things like that. There was a gentleman in the class, and I don't know if I want to show you his video. Because if I show you his video, then it embarrasses him, and I don't want to do that. So I'll tell you what happened. We were around the vehicles up on the upper range, and I'd done my drill with my shooting partner, and then the next group of guys got in the vehicle, and then they ran their thing. And one of the guys is moving back to a position of overwatch. It's basically bound in cover or bound in overwatch. It all depends on where you've trained. But anyways, dude bails out of the vehicle and starts moving, and as he's moving to one of the vehicles, he's moving along. I forget what he was carrying. I'll have to check the video, but he's moving along, and as he goes to turn to set up at the bumper, his right foot goes and slides right out from underneath him, and he almost did the splits. And so anyways, he recovered, you know, and he got himself set up, got banged up a little bit, and he got himself set up, and he finished out the drill, and we all had a good laugh. He did too, so it wasn't like we were laughing at the guy. And so we all had a good laugh about it, and I said to him, I was like, hey man, what happened? He goes, well, you know, these are an old pair of shoes, and he goes, I save them for training. I said, what do you mean? And he lifts up the sole, and he shows like literally the front portion of the shoe, the front third of the shoe is held in place with Gorilla Tape. Like it's like 2 wraparound layers of Gorilla Tape. And he said, I didn't want to mess up my nice shoes for training or something like that. And I thought, Abner, this is not your class, just be quiet. And I just kept it to myself. But I'm not going to keep it to myself on this video, because this is my channel. And here's what I'm going to tell you guys. Do not use ragged out clothing for training. Everything you see me wearing right now is what I wear on the streets. There's nothing that is range about what I'm wearing. Everything I've got on right now is real deal clothing that I wear all the time. And if your mindset is that you're always going to wear like over the top expensive tactical clothing and you know, Solomon's for your footwear and all that jazz, yeah, it's going to hurt. But if you're doing $20 jeans from Walmart like I am, or the tan pants you guys see me wearing sometimes are Wranglers and they're like $26, then you know you can afford to come out and train with stuff. And if you get a hole in something, big deal. You're out $26. Who cares? The most I will pay for a pair of shoes is $100. If I absolutely had to, I would at least try to find the closest I could at Walmart. If I knew I was going to a class where things were going to get funky, where there was going to be a lot of mud, potentially blood and or fake blood. Some of the training I've done, like you literally bleed. And for those, yeah, sacrificial clothing. So what it's going to be is it's going to be a pair of shoes from Walmart that you know are not going to last for maybe 2 or 3 classes because they're just not made that well. But the point is they have tread to them. The point is they have structure to them. They hold their shape, you know, when they're new. But what it doesn't mean is that you go to a class with ragged out shoes, ragged out pants, ragged out shirts, and things that have no physical structure to them to such a degree that when you're running drills, and I've seen this, literally stuff is falling off of your body. And what you're doing, I've said this before and I'll say it again, when you go to a class, I ran the numbers one time years ago. And of course now with everything shooting through the roof, it's even worse. But basically, if you consider, I'll give you a great example. If you go to Tactical Defense Institute for handgun 1, 2, and 3, that class is $750. Worth every red cent, trust me. $750. I forget what the ammo count is, but it's pretty high. So let's say you're going to have like $600 to $700 in ammo. Okay, so now you're looking at $1,450. You're going to spend at least 2 nights, if not 3 nights. Typically speaking, however, depending on how far you're driving from home, you're going to have the night before class. Don't be the guy who decides to get out of bed at 4 o'clock in the morning and drive, you know, 6 or 7 hours to the training venue and think you're actually going to be worth a darn when you get there. Guys, don't do that to yourself. You're lying to yourself. Spend the night before class. Not to mention, that rules out getting stuck in traffic, getting into a wreck, getting a flat tire. Okay? Just spend the extra night on the hotel. Or sleep in your vehicle. Which is why I have a van. And so anyways, so you go to the class. So what do we say? Class and ammo is $1,450. Call it anywhere from $40 a day for food. So I suck at math. So you've got that. Oh, let me get my calculator out. I'm terrible at math, most especially on the fly. And then every once in a while I have these moments of lucidity. My kids are like, "How'd you do that, Dad?" And I'm like, because, you know. So you're talking about, what, 3 days, right? No. Well, it's 3 days of class, and then, so, okay, tell you what, we're going to call that 4 days. So, whoop, where'd it go? So now you're looking at, that's 160, come on, it's $160 in food. Someone's like, bro, that's a lot of food. Yeah, I know. That's if you're one of those guys who, like, eats out for breakfast, eats out for lunch, eats out for dinner. And if you're traveling, yeah, that's what's going to happen. You're going to hit McDonald's for some breakfast food, you're going to hit Subway for something, and then you're going to hit, you know, Chili's for supper. Ta-da! It's going to happen. Of course, when you go to TDI, it's probably going to be Cruiser's Cafe, which is really good, by the way. So anyways, or no, even better, Mikey's. Mikey's is really good. So, so let's hear what else. So class, ammo, food. All right, you know what? Let's just call it hotel as well. So hotel, you're looking at, well, let's just call it about $400 for a hotel. It's inexpensive there in in West Union and Seaman, Ohio. No jokes. And of course, there's actually the mileage for you to actually get there. So let's throw in another $250 in gasoline, and we're not even going to bother factoring in time away from work. And I think that's probably everything. So you are now looking at $2,260 to go to a class. $2,260 to go to a class. Yeah, that's more than the last time I figured this up. So $2,260. Let's go ahead and round that up to $2,500 because I'm sure there's something that I'm missing. So $2,500 to go to a 3-day class. Anywhere, most anywhere is going to run you that kind of a number. Why in the world would you throw away that investment by showing up with some buster shoes that are held together by duct tape, and you slip and you twist your ankle, and that's it, you're done. You're done. So you're either going home or you are going to suck it up, which frankly is what I would advise. You're there. You've already spent this money. So now you're just going to man up and suck it up and end up with an ankle about that big around, but you're going to finish out that class. And guys, I've done this. I've hobbled my way through classes because I didn't plan ahead. Remember, guys, I'm not standing in front of this camera preaching about things that I've never done. I'm preaching about things that I've foolishly done and no longer do, because I've realized it's better for me to potentially ruin 200, and typically speaking, if you're going to ruin something in training, it's going to be shoes or pants. Unless you're doing prone or ground fighting, then you might ruin a shirt. But guys, shirts are disposable. I mean, shirts at Walmart. Get something from Walmart. Remember, these are $20 pair of jeans from Walmart. But my shoes are the most expensive thing I'm wearing. They're $100. They're Topos. They're, I forget the name, but they're Topos. So make sure you're investing in proper attire for the class, because if you don't, you're going to take that $2,500 investment on everything else that you've invested in, and you're going to throw it in the trash can. So, guys, take the advice that I'm giving you. Listen and plan accordingly for your training. Otherwise, all you're doing is shorting yourself. So there you go, guys. Plan accordingly. Otherwise, you're just throwing effort in the trash can if you're shorting yourself for training. So I want to remind everyone that moving forward as we go into 2022, Tier 1 Citizen is 100%. It always has been. I want to clarify this. Tier 1 Citizen has always been supported by the viewers in the way of sling sales and upper receivers and AR-15, full AR-15s when I used to make them. And the reason I'm really hitting this point now is as I've sat down and this is still December of 2021, as I've sat down and done the preliminary numbers on my taxes, I'm like, seriously? I need to start asking for help. And I do not want to be going the corporate route. I don't want to go the corporate route. Meaning pay to play. Okay? Understand, pay to play means, so you guys really need to check out Groovelife Rings because they're awesome and they're silicone and they won't ruin your grip when you're gripping your gun to shoot, right? Or by the way, the Groovelife belt, which is really cool. It's a flexible belt. Guys, paid for this. There are some people in this industry who get these things sent to them, and based on some of the stuff, some of the insider information that I've seen, there is a pay-to-play scheme that goes on. I know this because last year when I got a hold of a product, I reached out to the manufacturer, the product was sent to me, the preliminary testing was completed. I contacted the manufacturer about what I was going to put into the video to let them know the things that I found, to give them some advice about ways that they could fix some of the issues that I'd found. And they said, hey, can we pay you for video? And I went, that is such an inappropriate question. I don't even know how to broach. I was driving at the time. Ironically, I was driving to a class. And I remember briefly not being behind the wheel because I was running all these permutations in my head of like, how do I even respond to that? And I said, no, you can't pay me for a video. I said, if you pay me for a video, I am then producing a video for you and masquerading it as a review video to my viewers. And here's what you guys don't know. That scenario is exactly why I got out of the magazine industry. Because it had gotten so impossible to put truth on a piece of paper for you guys that because the editorial staff was cutting out my efforts to put down, these are the things that I found, these are the things that I liked, these are the 2 things that I didn't like. But when I gave things that I didn't like, my editor would say, oh no, you can't write that. But when I would say really good things about a product, he'd say, well, you can't say all good things about a product, you have to find something negative. And I finally realized the game that was being played was, you want to have something that's negative, but you don't want it to be realistically negative. Well, it's not about negativity, it's about realism. It's a realism. It's about making sure you understand this is not going to solve all your problems. It's going to solve several problems, but a great many products in the tactical industry are solutions looking for problems. They're not solutions to problems. And so I said to the manufacturer, no, you can't pay me to do a video. It doesn't work like that. And he goes, well, and I was like, go ahead, finish that sentence. I would really like for you to say the name of the group that is pushing products on your behalf that is being paid to produce videos. And if you think there aren't groups right here on this platform where you're watching this video, you're deluding yourself, because I know that there are. And guys, I can't do that. I can't go there. I cannot look you guys in the eye when I'm looking at this camera and tell you, you know, this is good to go, or this is good to go, or this is good to go, and then go cash a check. It just doesn't work like that for me. Many years ago, yeah, I would have been cool with that. Not anymore. I can't do that anymore. There's too much at stake. Integrity is too expensive. So what I say to you is Tier 1 Citizen is 100% viewer supported. Whenever I borrow things from manufacturers, don't worry guys, I'll let you know what has been loaned to me from a manufacturer. But I pay for stuff. I have put so much of my own money into this channel for you guys. It is painful. And moving into 2022, I'm going to have to change that somewhat, because I need some help, guys, because it is draining me financially. So anyway, look, if you ever had any doubts that I'm putting the vast majority of what I make back into this channel, look at what I'm driving. Okay, I'm not driving that because I've got something else that I could drive out here. That's what I drive. Okay, that's a very old Toyota Sienna. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I really like that van. That van is trustworthy, but I would really like to have a Tundra. And I'm cool with a used Tundra. Okay, but the point is, guys, when I ran the numbers this year, I sat down with my wife and I was like, something's going to have to change, because I can't keep doing this out of pocket. It's not leading anywhere financially good. Although the benefit has been that when I reached out to folks a couple weeks ago, depending on when you guys are viewing this, it's only been a couple of weeks since I reached out, and my wife said herself, she goes, honey, literally your community stepped up. So many of you have donated funds to this channel, and of course that initial chunk has gone to my daughter, but so many of you have donated and are still continuing to donate, and I'm humbled by it. Folks, I am humbled by that. So anyways, I'll let you guys go. I got to jet out of here anyways, it's getting late. Remember guys, Tier 1 Citizen is a 100% viewer supported channel. As always, I thank you guys for watching. God bless you all. Get those guns out in practice. Have a good one.